Hey everybody, this is Chewy Plays Nintendo, and today I wanted to talk about something I've been seeing kind of pop up in, I guess, discussions as of late, but people are kind of starting to ask the question, was the Switch rushed to the market? And I mean, I guess I have my opinion, my thoughts on why this would be a question, or let me just get into it. So the Switch came out March 3rd. We were all kind of surprised by how early it is, and now that it is out, people are noticing that this isn't a complete console experience just yet. So it seems like things are missing for people, and I think the biggest culprit to that is there's a real lack of, I guess, online support / not too much word on what the new Nintendo online service is going to be. We've heard here and there little snippets. There's a tiny bit written on the Nintendo website about the online service that's happening. But other than that, we're not expecting to see it till fall. At least we're not expected to see it reach its full potential until fall. It's supposed to launch over summer, probably when Splatoon hits stores is what they're going for, to try to, I guess, give people the experience of setting up matches through their app and everything. So they have a plan for that, and then it'll be free at that point, but then in the fall, once they do the full launch, we're going to be getting charged. So yeah, that's just a little background on, I guess, one of the features that isn't quite on the system yet, but so it's making people feel like it launched early, essentially. Even some people feel like the lack of apps such as Netflix and things, that makes it feel kind of like it wasn't ready. Sorry, I keep thinking of things, but the lack of virtual console and just any mention of the virtual console whatsoever. These are just normal things that Nintendo consoles have had at this point. The Wii had the ability to stream videos. The 3DS has the ability to stream videos. The Wii U definitely has the ability to stream videos and everything. So this is all content that exists on past Nintendo consoles, but just isn't on the Switch yet. And Nintendo has essentially just said that it's coming. That it's coming soon. So what do I think? Do I think that the Switch was rushed to market? Well, yeah, actually, I do. I think that the Switch had to come out when it did. And the reason being is we had very weak support from Nintendo on both, I'd say, the 3DS and the Wii U last year. I'd say both of those things slowed down a lot. I would have expected it to be because of their focus on the Switch, especially in the case of the Wii U. I'm sure they had games ready, but just kind of spread out the releases for them so they could focus on making all of these Switch titles that they're working on. So I think last year, at the very end of the year, we got Paper Mario Color Splash on the Wii U, and that was essentially the only game I got for it last year. I didn't really get anything else outside of that, so it was kind of a weird year. But at the same time, it's to be expected. Why would Nintendo want to focus any time on supporting a console that's just essentially at the end of its life? So from there, the 3DS, it's still getting some support, very minimal in my opinion, but it's still getting it. Anyways, at March 3rd for Nintendo, that's an important time because the Wii U's dead at this point. They're not making any sales on new consoles. The Nintendo 3DS has already made, what is it, 100 million units sold at this point. A lot of people have it. It's an old console. I just think that the Nintendo Switch had to come out for Nintendo in order for them to make a steady revenue stream for the year. So I think from a business aspect, the Switch had to come out. Was it ready? Not exactly, but Nintendo could count on the hardcore fans that they would want the Switch. And then The other thing that I think is happening, because the Switch has been really successful so far, like we're seeing it get sales higher than that of their best-selling console, the Wii, and it's March, essentially. Like, other systems historically have been released during the holiday season and have sold splendidly, except for the Wii U, but the Wii in particular, it was like the console for Nintendo. And now that the Switch is out in not like a holiday season, not really a month where people buy too much, it's still selling more than the Wii did, which is very impressive. And so I think what's happening with that is that it's capturing, or rather recapturing, the audience that likes Nintendo but was not sold on the Wii. Like, they really wanted the next concept. And I think people are definitely smart in picking up this console because it really fulfills the idea of the Wii. It takes that idea and it reaches its fullest potential. Like, the gamepad idea, I use it all the time, actually, where I just play the games on the gamepad. Sometimes I prefer it. I'll probably talk about that later, but yeah, you could play on the gamepad, but you couldn't get far from the system. Otherwise, it would just disconnect and end the game. So yeah, that is just avoided. This concept makes so much more sense. The marketing is great for it. The idea isn't confusing behind the Switch. So I think in terms of the idea, the Switch was ready. Like, the Switch was ready to be out and people were ready to buy it. And at this point, it's just kind of like a waiting game for this stuff to come out. Like, I don't think it necessarily hurt the Switch to be put out earlier than it could have been, but yeah, I just don't think it hurt Switch's sales at all. Like, we're not seeing that in the evidence. So yeah, I'd say it came out early, but this is a business move. This is Nintendo saying, like, look guys, we gotta make some money. You wanna buy this? We already know that you want this new system. We might as well put it out there and work on things while we're getting it ready. And that's what they're doing. But anyways, yeah, I guess I want to continue this conversation, but the next video that I make is going to talk about this more. So yeah, this is Chewy Plays Nintendo. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And next time, I'm going to talk about why I think by the end of this year, the Switch is going to be a must-have console. Okay, bye!